The world of social media influencers is often portrayed as luxurious, exciting, and expensive. You see nice houses, yacht parties, cars, trips around the world. And while most are aware that some extent of people's lives are exaggerated or perhaps even staged for the post, I think it's safe to say there are tons of people making bank from their social media posts. However, what is interesting is typically the revenue generated by someone isn't a direct correlation to the follower count, which makes sense. People sell their own merch, their own courses, or they're on Patreon, which is essentially their followers crowdfunding them in their content. I know a lot of guys that make the bulk of their income via commissions from sponsorships that range from clothing, supplements, stuff they put on their balls. And you can't forget the morally bankrupt creators that scam hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars from their fans via making an NFT. And there's some people that literally just live off their YouTube ad revenue, which depending on the niche you're in could be very epic or very sad. And that's because some niches on YouTube such as finance, real estate, etc. have a very high CPM because banks and other finance related companies are willing to shell out a lot of money to advertise. Or maybe you could be like some guys in fitness that only make a couple dollars per 1,000 views. But regardless, being a YouTuber has always been my dream career ever since I was a little kid, filming with an iPod camera that didn't even have one full megapixel. I remember during my gaming days when I hit 100 subscribers and I was like, this is it. It's all up from here. And it definitely wasn't all up from there. And I never really gave up on that dream. I actually did make a little bit of money during my gaming days. And that's because to make money on YouTube back then, all you needed to do was belong to a multi-channel network. Joining an MCN was pretty much the only way to get monetized back then and have ads run on your videos. And I'm sure a lot of you YouTube veterans remember some of them, such as Machinima, Fullscreen, Maker. However, since my channel was so small, I had to partner with an MCN called Freedom, which typically just didn't have the best revenue share between you and the network. Because regardless, if you have ads on your YouTube video, Google's gonna take half of that. However, the network would also take a percentage of that and give you the rest. But regardless of the percentage, Freedom was the only way for me to monetize my little gaming videos. I really didn't get much views back then besides one of my first CSGO videos, which was me wallhack trolling my friend. So I probably made like 60 bucks tops during those days, but hey, at least I was too young to pay taxes. So before I let you take a gander at my precious YouTube analytics, we gotta take a look at my other source of revenue as a content creator, sponsorships. You're probably used to big name influencers having an affiliate list the likes of a CVS receipt in their bio. However, for me, I only have two companies that I'm an athlete and an affiliate for, and that is Jacked Factory and Anabar. So Anabar, not Anavar, clearly, was my first affiliate opportunity. I know the owners in real life and I was eating the product way before getting offered a code. And to this day, I still find it to be the best tasting protein bar out there. So I'm happy to provide a discount to my followers. When code Kenny is used, I receive a 20% commission and it makes me about $100 to $300 a month. Jacked Factory followed shortly after. They slid in my DMs and offered to send me some products, no strings attached, which was an easy yes for me. Because while I didn't know much about the company besides that Chris Bumstead was with them, I've always found supplements fun and interesting, so I just wanted to try them. And straight off the bat with what they sent me, I was already impressed with the quality and the flavors. These are actually the three things they originally sent me. This pre-workout, they sent me greens, and they sent me EAAs. And I also loved the fact that they have an abundance of products on their site that go far beyond just pre-workout and protein powder. So after some talking, they sent over a contract that had both the monthly salary I would get and the deliverables that I have to do on my part. I looked it over, I replied back with a counter offer, just some stuff slightly adjusted, and they accepted it. I signed a 6-month contract with a monthly salary of $450. And I know that may sound like a lot to some or not enough to others, but at the time, it's what I believed I was worth. And what's nice about a salary deal is regardless of how your commissions are that month, you still have a base to rely on, which commission was originally 20%. It was eventually changed to 15, which seems to be the average rate among fitness sponsorships. So when someone uses my link or code Ken to get something from Jacked Factory, I get 15%. So we have a base salary of $450 plus commission, which ranges quite a bit. My best month ever was December 2021, which I assume is because people were asking for supplements for Christmas. And that month I made $683 total, which is bonkers. However, typically I would say my monthly earnings from JF comes out to about $500 to $570 a month. Now you may be wondering why I don't have a clothing sponsorship, which is fair to ask nowadays because it seems like every fitness influencer with at least 10K has a supplement company and a fitness company code in their bio. And honestly, it has been something I have thought about a lot in the past, especially when I have friends telling me how much money I could be leaving on the table by not having one. And while honestly that bothered me at first, my mindset's completely shifted to just focusing on my content and just making it the best I possibly can. And while I may be sacrificing money in the short term, I also feel like I'm holding out for better opportunities in the future. Plus, it's kind of nice not having another extra code that I have to put on my story and put in videos to like shove down your guys' throats, which I know most people understand, and regardless how genuine and good I make that content, I just feel bad. And now the moment you've been waiting for, you get to look at my YouTube revenue. Let's go get my laptop. All right, so here we are in my YouTube studio analytics. As you can see, we have my recent video doing 8 out of 10. 29.4k subs, which is awesome. 30k is gonna be clean. Also, I have this little vidIQ plugin up here which tells me the views I've gotten in the past 48 hours and the past 60 minutes, which is super freaking low right now, and that's because I went 11 days without uploading, and one of my videos that we're gonna talk about that was popping off has kind of lost its momentum. So before I talk about the video that popped off and is probably responsible for most of my earnings recently, let's go and look at the revenue analytics. So real quick, here's an overview. 438% more views than usual in the past 28 days. That's sick nasty. And right here you can see in the past 28 days my estimated revenue is $732.91. However, you can also see that that's $330 more than usual, and that's probably going off the past couple months, which were still more than usual because of a video that popped off. But we're gonna go ahead and go over to revenue, and you can see that my CPM and RPM are not that good, which is fair. I make fitness videos and they're shorter on average, so I'll take what I can get. So the CPM is how much advertisers pay per 1,000 views to advertise on my videos, and that's $5.72. RPM is what I take home, so that is around $2.05 per 1,000 views. That's dog water. And I know what you're thinking, oh, Kenny, you're complaining about $730 the past month? Okay, but that is with 533,000 views. And no, I'm not complaining. I'm really not concerned about revenue at all on my YouTube channel right now. I'm really just concerned with growing and making great videos and getting good views on those great videos, which as I transition into more self-improvement, it's not going perfect, I'm not gonna lie, but that's probably because the algorithm doesn't really know who to recommend those videos to. And looking at my most recent video, which was straight self-improvement, not really fitness-based at all, this is kind of what happens. You see YouTube recommendations, the views are down a lot. However, subscription feed, they're up, and YouTube search, they're normal. So my subs that see these videos are clicking on them just as much, if not more, and watching them just as much. And actually my average view duration in a percentage terms is higher on those videos than fitness vlogs. However, YouTube be like, nope, sorry, we're not gonna recommend it, eat my balls, which I completely understand. It's a bit of a niche change. However, I didn't think it'd be that big of a change because fitness is self-improvement. But back to the money talk. As you can see, in the past 28 days, my highest earning video was Dear Skinny Guys. This video popped off, and I'm sure a lot of you watching this right now found me from this video. And I just want to say the performance and support of this video has been more than I could have dreamed for when I'm making this. I wanted this video to perform really well because one, it's the things I wish I would have known when I was younger getting into fitness, as well as the video kind of documents my story and my transformation, which I think is pretty cool. Here's a graph of my ad revenue. It was typically around $400 a month, and then it had the spike as Dear Skinny Guys started gaining traction. And in a simpler way, in the past 6 months, December we made 192, January 515, February 560. December I didn't put out that much content, so we made $192. January 515, February 563, March 427, April 946, and May 113 so far. And yeah, that's a big jump, 427 to 946, but that's mainly because of Dear Skinny Guys. So let's go check out the analytics of that video. So as you can see, it has 771,000 views. Holy shit. This video alone has got me 9.3 thousand subscribers. So almost 800,000 views has earned me $1,423.38. And what's interesting about this video is that while it did start off good, I'm pretty sure it was 1 out of 10 the whole time, you can see it didn't really show signs of going viral or anything, but then we had a hump of views that got me all the way to around 200k, and then another hump of views that got me all the way to 420k, and then another hump of views that got me to over 700,000. And here's the revenue analytics. 5.79 CPM, only 1.85 RPM. Bruh. To put this in perspective, there's a lot of YouTubers out there that make over $20 RPM. Imagine that with this many views. So when you take my past 6 months of YouTube ad revenue and average it out, it comes out to $507 a month. So if we do 507 from YouTube plus 200 from Anavar, 535 from Jack Factor, we have $1,242 a month. So obviously $1,240 is not enough to afford how I live. It's not even enough to afford this apartment. But as you may know, I have another occupation. I am a video editor for James English, as well as I film both his workouts and Sush's workouts, which gives me a little extra money on top. And I am very blessed and extremely grateful for what I do. And not just because it allows me to live in a nice apartment and afford these outrageous gas and grocery prices, but it frees up so much of the most valuable resource in my opinion, and that is time. Some of you may know I used to actually work at Alphalete Gym. I worked for Alphalete my first whole year of living in Houston. And when I switched over to being a full-time videographer and editor, it changed my life. Because now I get to work with good friends of mine, save up and invest in myself with stuff like this camera and my laptop. And like I said, most importantly, freeing up time to do what I care about most, and that is making this content. Also, shout out you guys. You guessed pretty well when I put up the poll asking you to guess how much I make. But regardless, I hope that this video opens some people's eyes to really understanding how money works as a creator. And it also lets you guys know how much using someone's code or even just watching their videos means to them. So I just want to say, especially if you're the type of person to make it this far into the video, Thank you. Also, please comment below if you have any thoughts about this video or any ideas for future topics. And if you haven't seen my recent video where I give you the story of my addiction and explain why modern men are sedated and weak, then please consider clicking right here to watch the video. Like you saw, it's doing 8 out of 10 on YouTube. It's making YouTube hate me. Please click the video. Bye-bye.